We are in Yerushalmi Shekalim Daf Hey, and time and again, we always talk about the depth of how much Chazal understood human nature. And the Mishnah had talked about this idea that Bezdin would go around and uproot Kalayim if people had a field that they inappropriately planted. And the Gemara tells over, the Brisa tells over a little bit of an elaborated version. So it says that originally the inspectors would come and uproot the Kalayim, but the people were happy. They had they were doubly happy. One, they were happy that their field was being weeded, and the second one was that they were happy that they would get to benefit from the kalayim because their animals would be able to eat it. Meaning that the inspectors would uproot it and leave it in the field, and then, which was kind of the penalty for planting it. So then, when Misharabu over Avera, which the simple translation is, when people got more evil, so to speak, and increased their sins, so then Bezdin would throw it in the ground, throw it into the street. So, but nonetheless, people were still happy because thank you for weeding my field for me. So finally, they made a gezerah that, okay, no problem. If we find kalayim, we're not doing anything. We're just making your field hefker, and it finally worked. So the question is, what's going on over here? This is human nature, where if somebody does something wrong, instead of admitting they did something wrong, instead of recognizing, hey, Bezdin's stopping me because I'm doing an Issur D'Oraisa, what they do is they just found the positive in it. They said, oh, well, at least they weeded my field for me, or at least my animals get to eat. And even when Bezdin said, okay, we're going to put it outside in the street, that was still their method of getting their field weeded for free. So it's hard to find good labor. They got Bezdin to do it. And one thing I want to say is that, well, wait a minute. If your field is weeded, then that's very nice, but you lost all the produce. But the answer is that's how Ovdei Avera think. Ovdei Avera just think about in the moment. In the moment, this feels good. Right now, I get to feed my animals. Or right now, the field was weeded. But what about my future? What about the crops that I hope to continuously sell or continuously grow? It doesn't matter. That's the definition of Ovdei Avera. They specifically, when we do an Avera, we get stuck in that moment and we don't think about the bigger picture. And there's what to think about. Number one is, do we get this myopic vision when we make choices about Averas? And it's something to think about to make ourselves better people. And number two, do we try to find the positive when we do an Avera and we get a punishment, instead of actually the purpose of the punishment is to be a wake-up call? And these people were specifically using it against them. They were saying, oh, wow, did you hear Bezdin ripped up my field? And wow, now my animals get to eat. Or Bezdin ripped it up and now my field got weeded. So it's that attitude of just doubling down that is the tragedy of life. Our job is to take the message and say, okay, Rabbanah Shalom, I get it, I did something wrong, let me fix it. Have a great day.